We are up and running on all sides here, so we're going to get started. Welcome to Coming Into Being. So, this is your space where you can just kind of sit back, relax. I'll guide you through it, and it's really about just connecting more deeply with yourself. So, taking that time because everything we do starts from ourselves. Everything we do in our lives comes from ourselves. Even if we're doing it for other people, it's still about us and what we're doing. So when we reconnect inside, when we come into that deeper state of alignment for ourselves, we're calmer, more centered, we're clearer as to what we need to be doing for ourselves in that moment with what presents. So here we go. So just allow yourself to take a nice deep breath in. Hold it at the top. Hold it at the top for a little count of 2, 3, 4, 5, even maybe 10 if you can. And then just exhale it all out completely to the bottom of your breath. Keep pushing it all the way, all the air out, all the old air that's sitting at the bottom of your lungs, all the way down to the bottom. And just allowing that new breath to just come in. When it's all squeezed out, it will just kind of open back up. And then just allow yourself to center of your chest. And just take a moment to just be present with yourself. Kind of being present in your environment, being aware of yourself and your environment, and kind of just, you can look around a little bit, not looking at it fixed on anything, but just kind of looking around and letting yourself be present with what you see. Sometimes like after a long day of work, we just come home and you just like put everything down and you're just kind of sitting there and just taking it in, taking what surrounds you in, and maybe there's just this kind of tiredness from the day, and letting yourself kind of relax, slow down, let your breath slow down, let your body kind of just drop in. Yeah, here we go. And let's just get everybody grounded here a little bit more deeply. So just keep focusing on your breath. I'm just going to shift the whole group down a little deeper into that grounding. Right, it's been a busy week for a lot of people. Busy in a lot of different ways. I mean, busy can be because you've got a lot of things to do, and also busy because there's a lot of things that are coming up for people to shift through, move through, uh, maybe face and kind of move through. And a lot of that is just what I like to call the riffraff energy, just kind of that dust that kind of can collect up during the days, just clearing out as we get more grounded, more centered, and just present in this moment. Yeah. Still a bit of heaviness for some people. So just keep focusing on your breath. I want to shift through that first for everybody, and especially for those who are just not shifting as quickly as might be able to do. So a bit of emotional, mental layer there that's a little uh, stiff. It's a bit of identity piece around that. So it's like identity. So what that means is that we have a certain way of looking at ourselves, and we have a way of being used to knowing who we are in a certain way, and that can the way that's showing up today is that it's sort of like just this layer of it's almost metallic in flavor, but it's just this sheet of that just kind of holds you in place. So there's about 3 people who are like that and just kind of weighed down. So it might feel like low energy, not enthusiasm for anything, or not much enthusiasm, and having to kind of push yourself in there. That should be better for the sound. Um, to kind of like push yourself into doing what you, even with things that you want to do. So yeah, and that's starting to melt away in that space. As soon as we become present with things, that helps to just kind of open things up, and then to just let that relax into ourselves, and that excess stuff that's really not aligned with who we really are, and that deeper connection with ourselves just kind of shifts. So it's all kind of just melting away. So keep focusing on your breath and your breathing and being present with your breath. Maybe noticing your body, your rib cage, your upper torso kind of expanding in and out with the breath. Yeah. More lightness of being coming through here, so that's good. uh, let's drop. Also, just take a deep breath in, hold it for a couple counts, and then come back into your chest. Settle into your breath. And then let your awareness just kind of come back to your spine. And then on the next exhale, let your awareness just slide down your spine all the way to the tip of the tailbone. And then from the tip of the tailbone, just dropping down to the core of the earth. And you don't have to go very fast on that, just kind of letting yourself just slide down. Maybe float down if that feels more. All the way down. So keep dropping down. I want everybody to get really deeply and well grounded in here. Almost there. Most of the group is there. I want to get the ones that are not quite there yet, and pull them down a little bit more. A little bit of resistance. So when we have resistance to kind of connecting in more deeply, or really connecting in, and or grounding, that's usually, oftentimes there's been trauma around being present in physical life. And so there's been always this kind of like running away, hiding, or pulling back, um, being more kind of like floating in the ethers, or daydreaming kind of thing. And usually for, some pretty big reasons. Like there was a just an abusive household, even if it's just like a lot of yelling that's going on, that's actually a form of abuse. That's psychological abuse that often doesn't get recognized. We have outbursts. Somebody has an outburst, and it's can be really hard on the children because it's very unsettling. So there we go. Kind of surrendering to that a little bit. There was a nice little piece there for some of you of just kind of like surrendering and not really happy about what happened, but just kind of like, well, that's just what happened, and not trying to do anything about it, not trying to be anywhere else about it, but just kind of like, oh God, oh well, and surrendering. So there, it's helping you drop down, and it's really nice that that part of the group is holding strongly here, or just and having grounded more easily here, because that's allowing this other part of the group to just kind of settle in. So that's kind of the nice thing about doing group work, is when you have people who are a little stronger, they can just hold themselves in where the other ones want to be, where you're taking the group, and so they can hold themselves there, and then it supports the other ones of kind of mirroring that and coming in more deeply themselves and in their own time. So there's a bit of this in my own time going in, and so we're just going to sit here and allow those who need that in my own time piece to get there. And this is a great place to just sit back and just kind of chill and be present. And be more deeply connected. So and with every breath, allowing yourself to just relax in more deeply. Almost kind of feels like that beginning, when you're relaxing into going into sleep. There's that heaviness kind of coming through. So if you do drift off, that's fine. It's kind of we're getting into a very deep space here. So it's very quiet and comforting space. And whenever you're inclined to, like I just did, you can just kind of hold it at the top and then release it. It's kind of like, it's actually kind of a sigh. Yeah, it has a sigh effect on the body. Just kind of this going into deeper relaxation. So that's good. Yeah, we're going to be sitting here. This very deep, kind of very nurturing, very supportive. It's almost kind of like being womb-like. Some people will refer that as kind of just being in the womb,
kind of feeling being held by like the Mother Earth or Mother, that Mother archetype. Very nice. And just keep focusing on your breath. Just going to make this a real quiet meditation today. That's kind of a very nice place for everyone here. And moving through some deeper layers. Also, really is separating out from a lot of the environmental, or what's in the environment, what's surrounding at least some people. There's a lot of I guess I would say fierceness in the environment. A lot of anger about how things are. Whether it's family, whether it's relationship, whether it's society level. And there's nothing wrong with any of that. Just bringing that to the surface so that you're not holding it inside, and you can respond to whatever and in whatever way you need to respond. With greater clarity of your being, with greater sense of what is right or wrong, within you, in that alignment for yourself. You know, it might be right for somebody else, but it might not be right for another person. So it all comes down to each individual person, what is right for each individual person. Not letting ourselves get inflamed and get pulled into a whirlwind of somebody else's agenda. You know, that whirlwind, that swirl around us, just staying centered, completely and clearly centered on ourselves. As this whirlwind just kind of whips around us. So just coming into deeper centering on ourselves. Yeah, very nice. That's people are getting into that kind of quieter inner space, which is really nice to have with anything that's going on, of just getting into that quiet stillness for oneself. Because then you can respond clearly and you don't get sucked in different directions. Just being in that pure state of being is very, very nice, very calming. Very clarifying. Yeah. And just allowing people to shift out of that fray for themselves. And just allowing ourselves to just purify and clean out and release. And another layer coming up that's clearing out. So kind of going into that deeper clearing here. Kind of always tends to go through layers. You know, your system will bring out a certain amount to clear out, and then when that shifts through, it's like, okay, let's go in again. Let's do this some more. Especially like when we're in a real quiet space and deep space like that, there's the possibility of just kind of going through, clearing out some more layers. So let's just drop our awareness down to the core of the earth, all the way down. And then on your next in-breath, just kind of gently pull up those frequencies from the earth and through your whole body. Yeah. Feeling that refreshing feeling. I just had a sense of some people just kind of feeling that refreshing flow. Kind of like drinking a cool glass on a really hot day. And just feel it. Coming into a very nice place of just that inner stillness, that inner calm and silence. It's giving us that space, that time to just kind of reset mentally, emotionally, physically. And when we allow ourselves to reset at those levels, then we can kind of connect in more deeply with that other aspect of ourselves, however you want to refer it to. There's a lot of variations on the name out there, but your spirit, your higher self, your soul, your dragon self, kind of connecting in more deeply. And just taking another nice deep breath in from the core of the earth, pulling that up again into your body, all the way through your legs, your torso, your arms, upper torso, neck, and head. Yeah. And then gently feeling your breath first, coming into that awareness of your breath. And the movement of your body. And then gently and softly opening your eyes, kind of staying in that awareness of that deeper state as you look around in your environment. Allowing yourself to be aware of that, just that deeper calm, that deeper stillness for yourself as you are kind of aware of the physical environment that you're in. So to kind of keep that, just kind of feel that, kind of anchor that into your mind. Right. If you find yourself in a different situation where you kind of feel yourself like you kind of got you can just remember that you were here in this. It's like, oh, remember, yeah, coming into being when we're just in that deep state, and then that will kind of help you to reopen to that again. Reconnect, kind of like activate it for yourself. Very nice. Very nice deep space. So I kind of want to just get off the call because it's such a nice deep space. So I invite you to, when I end the call, to just kind of sit for a few moments and let yourself be in that experience for yourself, by yourself. Even if it's just for a minute, but if you can do it for longer, that'd be even better. To just hold it on your own, because it's great when we have the group support, and then it's great when we can take what we experience in the group with the group and the support of the group, and then stand on our own with that also. So thank you all for stopping by. Let me just kind of do this real quickly. And there's my QR code. So if you are inclined to share in that expression of value for yourself and make a value donation. So whatever feels right for you, whatever's in alignment with yourself to do so. There you have it. You can do that there. And thank you all for stopping by. It was a very nice session all around. And we'll be back next Wednesday, as always. And we'll see where it takes us next time. So have a great rest of your day, evening, and we'll see you next time or in the ethers. Take care, everybody.